Hey, hey. Yahweh told me to go and get my people. So now I'm back on the block with dating eagles on the regal. I always hung with ghetto children. See the homies' names on the wall, the devil killed them. Come thumbing through a drawer full of letters from the pen. Photo books full of homies that I'll never see again. What a friend, should've tried to listen before you went on Satan's mission. I know that you a Christian, but I still can't see me snitching. Got me falling to the floor. I said, what's your plan? I tell my secrets to the Lord, cause I trust no man. Keep my eyes open, all open eyes ain't seeing. Keep my mind open, everybody knowing they believing. The hood back cracking bullets and residents selling. And with our country at war, what can our president tell him? And we arrested by fellas already got me in cuffs, socking me up. I know only in y'all we can trust, but hey, when I go astray, I hear my mama say, just watch, pray, live, hope. That's what they told me, just watch, pray, live, hope. Just like they told me, just watch, pray, live, hope. That's what they told me, just watch, pray.
Still having flashbacks, chunking them getting through in the hole. All the empty nights alone, plus the rigmarole. As I banged on my so-called enemies out of control. A blemish on the family name, stain on my soul. Can't explain what I hold inside. Why? Being stripped of my manhood as well as my pride. You see the tears in the well of my eyes. Nevertheless, I do my best to be blessed.
Oh yes, life is like a vapor. Here one day and gone the next. So many losing their lives and catching AIDS from sex. Show respect each day, he give us power to live. To turn the negative to positive, the knowledge is his. Over the years, I try to share with my peers. Just trusting the Father, I guarantee he'll conquer your fears. Grandma told me long time ago, I was forgiven. Bet she'd be proud if she was still living. I'm still giving. But when I go astray, I hear my grandma say,
just watch, pray, live, hope. That's what they told me, just watch, pray, live, hope. Just like they told me, just watch, pray, live, hope. That's what they told me, just watch, pray,
I'm
live,
an
hope.
original storyteller. Quick to sock a fella, drop the cheddar, walk it weather from a stolen Beretta. This is how it was in the days that I lived, chasing the chips on the strip, drunk, blazing the split. Thanks to change, I came a long way. Like the old J's, my soul safe and I hold faith on the road straight, giving more grace. This is for your sake, check it. My life's to live in the pistol. The change came, now the game is a victory. The rip and hit you with this realness. Dick you back and just feel this. If it's nothing else, life is what you will get. So recognize the game when it's all in your face. The bread of life is till it's all get a taste. Don't let your life go to waste, homie. Just keep seeking and keep reaching and keep reading. Keep eating and keep peeping and keep believing. Lord have mercy on don't knows who keep sleeping. Keep the teaching. But when I go astray, I hear my mama say,
just watch, pray, live, hope. That's what they told me, just watch, pray, live, hope. Just like they told me, just watch, pray, live, hope. That's what they told me, just watch, pray, live, hope. Just watch, pray, live, hope. That's what they told me, just watch, pray, and live, hope. Just like they told me, just watch, pray, and live, hope. That's what they told me, just watch, pray, and live, hope.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever.
That's what they told me, just watch, pray, and live, hope.
The biggest difference between Jesus Christ and ethical and moral teachers who have been deified by man is that these moralists came to make bad people good. Jesus came to make dead people live.
Man, first things first, the covenant was made, it was painful and hurt. The Savior was slain, but he raised from the dirt. Now I'm covered in his blood, ain't no stains on my shirt. He conquered the grave, now my faith is secure, cause my God's still alive, I await his return. Some people think they safe cause they stay in that church, but if but they only knew it was by faith and not works, by his grace and his mercy. The Father, he take a sinful man and make him something out of nada. He wash away the dirt that I did when I tried to satisfy my thirst outside the living water. Oh, what a great mistake, I wasted so many years. I tried to do it my way instead of doing his. That's probably why I tasted salt from my tears, but now I be the salt of the earth to my peers. Sin brought me so high, but when I came down, it wasn't enough folly to keep my mind sound. I wanted all the hotties that could get a piece of mind, but there wasn't one hot enough to give me peace of mind. I wanted fast money, but when I finally got it, the only thing that was fair was my front pockets. I threw all my cash on the kicks in the summer gear. By the time I got home, I done got my eyes on another pair. Never satisfied in the pleasures that's fading, cause I can't take them to the grave, man. Babes of the stacks of the paper, now I only put my faith in the Savior. It only makes sense, I really don't care if I never make a cent. If my pocket's full of lit, I can still sleep well, cause the God of the universe know me by my government. He only saved me, he ain't take a bad man, try to make a good man. He just took a dead man, then he let him in. He told me get up and walk, he told me get up and walk, he told me get up and walk, so I did. He saved me, he ain't take a bad man, try to make a good man. I ain't took a dead man, then he let him in. He told me get up and walk, he told me get up and walk, he told me get up and walk, so I did.
Man is not just unethical, he is lost and dead. If man is only lost in guilt, what I have given to you is bad news. But he's lost in sin, and our great privilege is to tell him we have a Savior.
Yeah, it's about that time, you already know. Turn the speakers up, man, it's time to stop the show. Sean Tanner, Ryan Righteous, DJ Jeremiah. We bringing the heat, man, this joint be fire like, bruh. We in the field, we in the field, bruh. We in the field, we in the field. Just put it in work, we raising the bar. You tuned in to the Trackstarz.
Hey, yo, what's cracking? It's your man Lecrae, aka Crazy Crayola, the bond servant. Right now, you listening to the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, and Jeremiah. I see you, boy. Hold it down. Yeah.
Yeah, back in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Was good.
All right, for all things Trackstarz, make sure you go to trackstarswithaz.com. Follow us on Instagram, like the Facebook page, and subscribe to the YouTube channel.
All right, man. So we got Rickson's here on the phone with us as well. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well, man. Rick Sinclair from MTMV Sports is here in the building with y'all today, brother. Feeling quite great.
Is that who you representing now?
Yeah, of course.
What happened
to Blood, Sweat, and Tears, MTMV?
What happened to FMG and Full Throttle? Where is that?
Absolutely. Still Rick Sinclair. All us connected.
All right, so we're gonna talk about The Last Dance first. We got a lot of crazy things to talk about today, but we're gonna start with The Last Dance. Y'all saw it, right? Y'all saw all 10?
Yep.
Okay, so what y'all think?
Man, I enjoyed it, man. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed camaraderie and celebration and all that kind of stuff. I really enjoy that kind of thing. So, that was right up my alley. That's like, I could see something like that happening soon, or later in the future with like Alabama and the run that Julio Jones and all those guys had with Alabama football and Nick Saban. So, that definitely excited me. I was trying to remember as far back as I could, like being a Bulls fan and watching the games. I mean, I had like a Bulls starter jacket and I had a lot of Bulls gear when I was a kid, but I don't remember watching games all the way through. I believe my dad would watch them, but I guess either they came on too late most nights, or I just had other things I was playing with as a kid, but I don't remember watching full games. So to watch the highlights of the games and to see what he was really doing was amazing. I remember having stuff like a Jordan poster on my wall, and I remember having, like I said, Jordan clothes and stuff like that, like Bulls outfits and stuff like that. And I think that was just my dad letting me, tie into the hype of everything. But it was really cool to see it, man. I love the soundtrack, man. They murked the soundtrack. Just the fact that, they didn't blend any new school stuff in there. They just left it all old school. Was really, really respectful in my opinion. To see Jordan in his rare form and who he was on the court and a little bit like off the court was cool. Definitely some interesting moments. There's a lot that I don't understand, and maybe you got to be a basketball fan to understand it. But that whole like Jerry Krause thing, where he's just like so adamant about breaking up the team because he wanted the organization to get credit. Like, this is a great organization. It's like, yeah, but you can have the organization, but if you don't have players on the court, you know what I mean? Like, you see he was just dealing with like the Napoleon complex and all this other kind of stuff. And I really think that he spoiled it. He tainted the game for those guys. So, I remember watching that from the very beginning saying like, yo, this dude they should have just ran him out of town. Like, it was crazy.
Ran him out of town.
What do you think, Jeremiah?
Okay. It's three things. This is like my good, bad, ugly situation. One of the greatest documentaries. I'm a big documentary person. Like, when it deals with pop culture, and people, I've said this before, documentaries that deal with pop culture stuff, sports, music, politics, whatever, I love that. So I watch that all the time. One of the best documentaries I've seen in a while dealing with sports documentaries is number one, period. I feel like you've seen different aspects of Michael Jordan in this documentary, and then also him sprinkling in his teammates here and there, and then also the people that he beat, he let them have shine too. I tweeted that. I was like, if you notice it, like the people that he beat and some of the people that beat him, he let have shine on the documentary as well, from the Pistons to Reggie Miller to the Knicks to John Stockton with the Utah Jazz, Gary Payton, Magic Johnson. So I don't know if he had Clyde Drexler. I know he had Charles Barkley in there as well. So that's one of those things. Another thing I saw in it that was interesting was he has a God complex, I would say.
Yeah.
That he tried to play it off, but he does with anybody with power and in those type of in power and like celebrity that kind of comes with him. Because at the one time he was the biggest athlete on the planet. Like, he couldn't go nowhere. Like it's funny. Like, I watched the Dream Team documentary too after this, and I watched they had a part in it where John Stockton and his family was walking down in Barcelona at the time, and nobody bothered them. Like, he just was walking and nobody said who he was, didn't know who he was or nothing like that. I feel like Jordan became a prisoner of his success. Like, I feel like he couldn't go anywhere. He couldn't live his life because he felt like he had to be on 24/7. He had to be Michael Jordan versus just being Michael Jeffrey Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Like, just being himself. So he had to be on all the time. And then also it comes into a place of, the funny part is I watch Undisputed too. So this topic has been big on that show, was like bullying versus confidence. Like, was he a great leader? Now, here's the thing. Was he a great leader? I feel like he did. He got a point across to help lead his team to success. Now, was he a bully? I don't know. Because going back and forth was, you can be, I think he didn't understand how to lead his team correctly. I think he thought leading by fear and saying crazy stuff to people was the best way to lead them, versus knowing each person and knowing how each person gets the best result out of each person as you lead them, if you get what I'm saying. Yeah. So I would say that was one of the things that I kind of took away from it as well, was like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, just the whole God complex thing. And then just, talking to people crazy. Like, I mean, some players, I mean, some stuff they didn't say on the documentary. Some players got back at him and said, "No, you're not gonna do that to me." And some players just let him do whatever they wanted to do in that team. So, yeah.
What'd you think, Rick?
Man, I absolutely love the documentary. I think he has it 100% right when he talks about it being one of the greatest documentaries of all time. It's definitely one of the most watched ones. I mean, especially not just with the pandemic, right? But on average, about 5.6 million people watch the show on its 5-week run, right? And so, like, nearly 13 million are checking out the on-demand viewing. If you kind of pay attention to it, it came at just the right time, because we're in a situation where we have to pay attention to it. But not only do we have to, but we give it our full appreciation, right? You give the documentary full appreciation. People like waited with bated breath every week, right, for a new episode of this thing to pop up, because we're in a situation now where sports fans are like waiting for something to give us any bit of sense of normalcy. And this came at just the right time. I also wanted to say that, admit this publicly, right? Jordan's the greatest basketball player, in my opinion, right, of all time.
Really? That's where I was going to go next. Of
all the basketball players that I've viewed and watched and seen and am a fan of, and everybody, if you know me, you know that I love LeBron James. Like, I don't have to declare, that, pause, but I have to declare that, right? I'm a fan of LeBron James, and you know that. At the same time, as a basketball player, Michael Jordan is the greatest. There's no he is the greatest basketball player that I've seen. At the same time, Michael Jordan's a jerk. And that's okay.
That's real.
Yeah.
And look, and honestly, maybe you can't be, the greatest basketball player of all time, but also be a great person. And maybe you can't be the greatest basketball player of all time and be a great friend at the same time. Maybe it's tough.
BJ said that. BJ Armstrong said that. Yeah.
And maybe it's tough to be the greatest basketball player of all time, you know what I mean? But also be a great owner. Like, it's tough to be all those things.
Yeah, that's real.
But at the same time, like, he is definitely one of the hardest working individuals of our time. Like, he was the best because he worked to be that, right? And there's so much you can take away from his work ethic, and it's the stuff that fueled the Mamba mentality. It's the stuff that fuels Russell Westbrook, right? Yeah. Like, his impact is generational, and it will be, and that'll continue, because there's always somebody else picking up that mantle, right? And saying, look, I'm going to work beyond my talent. And the crazy part is, when you have elite talent mixed in with a ridiculous work ethic, then you get greatness like you see with Michael Jordan. And that's basically, what this documentary shows. However, at the same time, what Jeremiah said was amazing, because you're right. He has the definite complex, right? And he's a problem to deal with. He doesn't fully know how to lead without fear. That was his way. And that's why some people don't believe LeBron has that killer instinct, because he doesn't lead by fear. He just kind of leads by example and with love. Mm-hmm. More so happy, right? And all this joking and all kind of stuff. That's Jordan's way. But that's not, that's LeBron's way, but that wasn't the Jordan way. So I feel like, him punching Steve Kerr in the eye, ridiculous, right? Him, calling Steve Burrell, all the stuff that he called him, ridiculous, right? But at the same time, bro, him being able to take all those guys, put them on his back, and lead them to 6 championships, that's ridiculous too. So
that was my next question. Did you need this documentary to know that? Like, no. Did you need this?
That's a great question.
He was a jerk?
No, I think to know if he was the greatest of all time.
He was the greatest of all time.
Oh, no, you didn't need this documentary to show you that.
I think people like Rick. I think Rick was. I think this is a turn of events for me, because I know Rick. Knowing Rick for years, he loved LeBron. So for me to him say Jordan is the GOAT is like, wow. So more people are starting to see. You know what it is? I think what it is people starting to see what it took to be Michael Jordan versus just seeing clips of him on YouTube or like an old school throwback game on television. You've seen the passion, you've seen the conviction, you've seen everything it took to be a winner and be a winner around Michael Jordan.
Well, that's the question for us. Do you need to be a jerk to be great? Because I'm of the belief that you don't. I'm of the belief that it may be hard. It may not be all roses all the time. But you shouldn't need to be a complete jerk to be great.
In certain industries, I think that not being a jerk, but being hard on people could label you as a jerk, right? And I think that any football coach or basketball coach might tell you that, you got to get into people when they make mistakes. Like I saw a lot of times where what's his name? Phil Jackson will go over to the side after they made a bad shot, and he'd get in people's face and he'd be like, "What are you doing?" Like, like he got on Steve Kerr one day, he got on Kukoc one day. So it's just like you have to be a person. I mean, I'll be honest with you, like Sean, you're one of the nicest people that we know as far as like, the world and all the things that you do. But you have to keep us in line as a leader of this team, and sometimes that doesn't always feel comfortable. I mean, but it's necessary for us to stay a team and for us to stay on the same the path of excellence that we try to go on. Like, there have been times where you've had to correct us, and it doesn't feel great all the time, but we know, in looking back at it, is necessary. Some of the things that I've said on social media early on, I wouldn't say today because I've gotten a different perspective from your leadership. So I don't necessarily think that people have to be a jerk in order to be great, but I think certain places and certain atmospheres call for them to be a little less than nice, right? Just you can't always.
I mean, there's a difference between saying, "Hey, look, you can't do this." Like we had that moment right before the show started, right, where it's like, cameras aren't in the right place, and come on, guys, let's go. What are you doing? So I understand doing that, but it's like I'm talking. Jordan was intentionally bullying Scott Burrell, like intentionally.
Yeah,
is that required?
Look, honestly,
yeah. Go ahead, Rick.
No, I think we're about to say the same thing, Jeremiah. I think we're about to say the exact same thing. And they'll hear you more clearly. So you say it. If you don't say it, I'm gonna say it. Go ahead.
Oh, I don't think. I think he knew what to do with Scott Burrell. I mean, I think he wasn't even. He just didn't even do that with him. He did that with everybody. So I think he knew what it took, but was it the right method though? Because to me, it wasn't like. I mean, I don't know, man. It's a borderline to me. It's borderline bullying, but it's not bullying to me. Like, because I feel like it's like I could tell you, I could be mean to you. Doesn't mean that I'm bullying you. If you get what I'm saying.
Everybody wanted Michael Jordan's approval. That's what that was.
Yeah, but
it's a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead, Rick.
For me, it's a little bit more like if you pay attention to what happened during his time, right? If you looked at what he had to go through. I mean, early in those episodes when you saw him go through the Bad Boy Pistons, he had to toughen up. If he wasn't tough enough, he wasn't going to make it through and win championships. He had to toughen up. He had to build up his body as well as his mental, right? Yeah. He had to figure out, how can I get through? At that time, basketball today is different, right? Well, you got the referees protecting you, the rules protect you. Everybody, like, it's kind of set up. People kind of call it a little bit of a softer time. I don't necessarily all the way agree with that, but it is a little bit different. At this time, you had to man up if you were going to make it through. And what he felt like he needed to do was to make his team tough enough. I got to make you tough enough. Scott Burrell, you're a really nice dude. I love you, man. You're great. You can take all the stuff. Great. However, when it comes down to it, I need you to be a dog. I need you to become what I need you to be when we're in a clutch, right? And he needed that. He needed that toughness, especially before Robin got there.
But if he said it the way you just said it, Rick, that would be different. If I was like, "Hey guys, we need to toughen up. We got to get together, man. But that's not what he did. He was making fun of him.
That's not how you toughen up people, Sean. If you was like, "Hey guys," Sean, if you was like, "Hey guys, we need to toughen up."
No, but the way you
MTMB goes
the way you just described the way you just described it. I'm gonna get into you. I'm gonna do this so that you can be tough is different than that wasn't what was happening. I shouldn't have to hate you to toughen up. There's other ways to. Why would I want you guys to hate me? Just to get a job done. There's other ways to do it.
It's almost like this. I use this as a personal example. I remember as a kid, my father was like, and this is kind of sad to say, but he was like, I don't care if he was saying this to my mother. He's like, and he was telling me and my brothers, he's like, I don't care if they don't love me as long as they respect me. And I think that was one of those things coming from Jordan. It was like, I don't have to love you or nothing, but our job is to win a championship for the city of Chicago. And if I have to lead you to make you to the standard to get past the Knicks, to get past the Pacers, to get past the Pistons, to get past these teams that are more physical than us, so that when you do get elbowed the wrong way, you don't get down and you don't cry about it, versus you get elbowed and you just take it and keep it moving. Then
Jeremiah, that's different. That's different than me being like, yo, Jeremiah, you stink. You're terrible as a DJ. What? Yeah. You whack. You ain't never gonna make it. That's different. That's not the same thing. No, that's what Jordan was doing to Scott.
To me, Sean.
That's what Jordan was doing to Scott Burrell. That's what he was doing to Scott Burrell.
Let me say this. I'll walk my words back. I don't necessarily know if Jordan was a jerk or would I say he was a jerk. It was because a jerk. But here's the thing. Jerks don't celebrate you when you do well. Like he would celebrate Kerr. He would celebrate Burrell. He would celebrate
when
those
it
guys.
benefited him.
And, right, but I'm saying a jerk wouldn't do that. A jerk would be like,
a jerk would do it if it benefited him.
A jerk would be like, you better have done that, and then walked away. But he was high-fiving, and a jerk would do that. But he was high-fiving. Let me give you an example, right? Because I've actually been through this, and I know exactly what those players felt like. This is how everybody felt about Ryan Cameron. Ryan Cameron was the number one radio personality in hip-hop in Atlanta for a number of years, maybe 25 years. He's in the Georgia Broadcast Hall of Fame. I was his assistant. I was his intern. I can tell you that that's how people felt when he was in the building. If you did something, you wanted him to celebrate that, right? If you had a good show or something like that, people wanted to feel Ryan's approval. And I think that's the way that everybody felt around Jordan. Everybody wanted his approval. Even those guys that they were calling the Sniff Brothers, right? That was an insult. Like, you get called the Sniff Brothers because you can sniff this man's jock. Like that's what they believe in you. Like that's an insult. But Jordan let it go. They let it go. They were like, yeah, I'm Rod Smith and I'm da 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 da.
Horace Grant didn't want his approval.
Yeah, Horace Grant was on.
Horace Grant,
you a sucker.
Yeah, and you know what the funny thing about it was? All those people wanted Jordan's wanted Jordan's oh man. Okay, so y'all remember when Scottie Pippen, when Jordan wasn't playing and Scottie Pippen was like, I'm not going back out there?
Yeah.
He wanted that celebration that they had for Jordan for all those years. And when they were like, we're not putting the ball in your hands, we're giving it to Kerr, he was like, what, man? Going with that. Y'all going without me. I'm done. And that's what everybody was doing with Jordan, is that they wanted his approval. But then also when they didn't want his approval, they wanted to be him. They wanted to shine. They wanted the global acknowledgement that Jordan was getting all those years. I remember, what was it? Was it Isaiah? It wasn't Isaiah. It was another one of those players. I think it was, it wasn't even Karl Malone. It was one of those guys was like, now that Jordan's out of the way, I want them to, it was Charles Barkley said that. Didn't Charles Barkley say something like, I thought I was greater than Jordan until I played Jordan, right? Like I wanted people to see that I was the best player in the league.
Well, I think the thing is this: when you talk about leadership, and I've learned this, I had to learn this because I was leading people in a youth ministry situation. You have to learn how to get the best out of people the way you do. So, like prime example, I using him as example. Scott Burrell may have hated that, but he may have needed that. Like as a leader, I may be able to say to somebody like, okay, so for example, if I was leading a situation and I'm like, okay, I know Ryan, for example, is a person that I can get tough with. Not tough with like humiliate him, but tough like, yo, come on, Ryan, you better than this. Let's go. We could do this. Whereas Sean, I could be like, well, Sean may need a little bit more encouraged. I see he does better when he's encouraged. When I encourage him, he does
different leadership.
You're giving him too much. You're giving him too much credit.
True.
He didn't do
that.
No. But Jordan didn't like. Oh, I know what I need to. He did it to everybody.
No, I get that. I'm talking about me as a leader and how to lead properly. Because what he did was, like you said, borderline bullying and borderline like, yo, that's too much. But what I'm saying is, sometimes as leaders, you got to know different people's personality on how to lead them. Not just I'm gonna give everybody, exactly. I'm gonna just curse out everybody and force my way in and make people feel like trash so we can win a championship because my legacy is at the line.
Well, that's the question. The question is success worth your character? People are like, oh, it worked. He got 6 championships, so who cares how he was? Is that true? If you can be a jerk and bully your way, let's say I want to just dominate CHH and I'm just gonna do whatever it takes to knock people out of the way and do whatever I need to do to win.
Yeah.
Is that real success? Even if you get what everybody wants, but you sacrifice your character to get it, is it really a win?
Did you notice how he responded when that question was asked to him, right? When they asked him, and now it's becoming like one of the leadership quotes of all time, right? Basically the way he kind of responded to that question, like, was your success worth your reputation as a good guy? And he's like, look, you know, he did what he
started
had to
crying.
do, right? Yeah, he did.
He started crying because he know deep down inside, like,
Nah. He was like, if you don't want to play that way,
don't play that way.
Don't play that way.
He also said another quote that was funny. He was like, I think they asked him about being a tyrant. He was like, you're saying that because you never won it.
Yeah. That's true.
But that's
what he also said. He said, I never asked anybody to do anything that I wasn't willing to do. Right? So if I'm telling you need to run, I'm running.
But you're asking people.
If he's talking about, hey, we need to build up, we need to bulk up, I'm bulking up.
But you're asking people to do things that they may not be able to do.
Never asked.
Well, I think the notion there is if you're in the NBA, you're able to do this. Like
Jordan still doesn't understand that as the GM of his team. Everybody can.
He found roles for people.
No.
Son.
Yeah, everybody cannot do what Jordan was able to do, and he just doesn't understand that. Just do it like I did it. Just dunk it. Why is his team? If he was such a great leader, why is his team so trash now?
No, well, because he's off. That's the same thing with LeBron. If LeBron was such a great leader, why when he left the Cavs, they trash?
No.
Oh, you know why?
Jordan is a GM of a team that's been trashed since he got it.
Okay. I thought you were talking about.
The thing is he doesn't understand that everybody around him. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The owner. Well, everybody around him can't do all the things that he could do.
That's different.
You as an owner, you may not know how to pick people to be on your team.
Right.
That's one of the problems. The other problem is he doesn't get.
Kwame Brown.
This is not just a Jordan problem. There's a lot of people who are great as players that just don't get that other people. They're not even capable of doing what you were able to do.
But that's the imperfections of being human, because there's a lot of Christian hip hop artists that are great artists, but they're not good at business. There's a lot of Christian artists that are good at business, but they're not good rappers. Like it just.
Right, but to me, it still reveals his core problem. His core problem is that
competition problem, like he said.
He thinks that you're just not working hard enough. If you did, you would be like me, and that's not true. He was special.
Well, no. I
think honestly believe
he knows he's special.
Do you honestly believe Michael Jordan thinks that everybody else can do what Michael Jordan can do? Do you honestly believe?
I think he thinks
Michael Jordan thinks other people can do what Michael Jordan can do.
He said himself.
He don't think nobody can do.
He just wants to be complimented when you.
He said himself that it's not God given. I worked for this. That's what he thinks about himself.
Well, I think if you look over his career, he has done something where I could see where he's saying why he feels that way is because he worked on his game.
But he thinks that if anyone else worked as hard as he did, they would be Jordan. That's not true.
He does not think that, Sean.
Yes, he does. I guarantee you he does. He thinks he worked
lesser than he is.
He thinks that he worked the hardest, so that means he got to be what he was, and that's not the case.
Honestly, I think that he couldn't feel that way, right? Because then there'd be another Jordan. There hasn't been one.
Because he thinks that it's because he worked the hardest. He was the best.
But here's a question.
So
Sean, here's a question.
He doesn't believe that.
Then why do we celebrate? I know Kobe passed and that was a tragedy, but why should we celebrate Mamba mentality? Because Mamba mentality is the same thing. It's Jordan.
Yeah, because Jordan feels that Kobe learned it from him and he got as close as he could.
Yeah.
No, I get that. But what I'm saying is, why are we celebrating Mamba mentality? Because it's videos of Kobe saying jerk things to his team.
You're saying we as if I'm included in that. The whole point of this is, does it even take that to be great? Do you need to be that way to be great?
Okay, I'll say this. I don't believe it takes that to be great. If you look at great leaders, like I believe LeBron James is a great leader. He doesn't lead like that, right?
Yeah.
Like there's also great leaders like Drew Brees. Drew Brees doesn't lead like that.
Right.
Tom Brady doesn't lead quite like that. right? If you look at great leaders across the board who have accomplished great things in sports, they don't lead like that. However, Michael Jordan led like that because that's his personality. That's his personality, and when he was put in the situation to lead, he led that way because that's what he knew to do.
What the reason I'm highlighting it is I just don't like we're in a position as Christians that want to try and make some sort of media to and are going to be in positions of leadership. My point in bringing this up is you do not have to copy Jordan's personality to be great.
No.
I believe Jordan was the greatest ever. I'm from Chicago. I get all that. I was there. I saw all of it. I agree. But the only thing that highlights in his life for me is that you do not have to be that way to be great. You don't have to have Mamba mentality. There's the Mamba mentality part that's good is you got to be dedicated. You got to work hard. You got to go all in, but you don't have to treat other people that way to win. That's just my personal opinion.
And Sean, he's going to say, because you never won anything.
Well, so let me ask you this.
That's what he thinks. That's what he thinks.
Wouldn't the true testament to what you're saying be his sons? Like his sons played basketball, but they were nowhere near as great as he was.
He probably thinks they didn't work hard enough.
They had the best bloodline. I mean, that would fall on him, right? He's the coach. He's the coach of those.
I think Jordan was coaching them.
I think they had a facility at the house from the time they were little boys. They had a court.
Right.
They had a full court.
They didn't even make an appearance in the video until the last one.
And that was added afterwards. Like he said that he was editing it during the run. So he heard backlash that the family wasn't involved. So he grabbed his kids.
Yeah, but so you also need to go back and watch the. You also need to go back and watch the Breakfast Club interview with Jordan's 3 kids. Yeah, Rick.
Rick sound like a robot from Transformers.
Yeah, and so you have to go back and watch the Breakfast Club interview with Jordan's 3 kids, where they were like, "Yeah, we played basketball. You know, we played against him. I mean, we tried to go into the NBA. They went to college for it. You know, they just didn't make it. They didn't have that talent. So I think Jordan knows, like, yes, I had the talent, but I also had the drive. And I think when you talk about like Muhammad Ali, right? Greatest boxer probably of all time, I would say. But you also had that mentality too, where people have to project a certain way on and off the field or on and off the cameras in order to become who they are. And I think who Jordan was.
Last thing. Is the debate settled between why do people still think LeBron is the greatest?
Man, listen,
because I'm trying to take it in and be fair and listen to the arguments. What is there a realistic
globalism was what brought Jordan to the top.
Globalism.
Yeah,
I mean,
global figure.
That Barcelona games when he was in Barcelona and they got a big picture of him on like a billboard of him about to dunk, and people like amazed to see him. This is 92. This is not even at his peak.
Or the fact that they said he transformed.
Wait. I mean, they had posters of LeBron when he was first coming in the NBA. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about in Barcelona at the Olympic Games.
It don't matter where the whole world. The whole world loves LeBron.
No, I'm not saying
they
don't.
Love Jordan.
Jordan was another thing, bro.
He was another situation, bro.
Yeah, but you're talking about acceptance of fans. I'm talking about actually on the court. What is the argument for LeBron?
The reason it's not over yet, bro. The reason it's not over yet is because there is still time for LeBron, right? It's just not over yet because
but is there?
Time. LeBron is still building on his career. Yes, there's still time. Yeah.
Rick,
if he don't win a ring soon, it's over.
Play out the scenarios, Rick.
A ring soon. He has 3 already.
Rick,
he has 3. You're right, but if he doesn't win again,
what would have to happen?
Now you got young kids seeing this documentary like, yo, Jordan is better than him.
Yeah, they're saying that right now, but I mean, LeBron's story is still being told.
Hey, what would have to happen, Rick, for you to say LeBron is the greatest of all time?
It's gonna be tough.
Where's the argument there?
No, I don't mind.
He would have to win at least 3 more, right, to get to 6. But that's not going to race. That's not going to race Dallas. That's not going to race.
Look. Honestly, if he wins, he can actually win 2 more. Right, he can actually win 2 more. He doesn't have to win 3 because if you look at how many times he's been more times,
maybe
right?
5, 6. I mean, 5.
That's worse.
He's been more times. It's not worse. He's been more times than Michael Jordan. Right?
It's worse.
He's been more times in a. He's been more time in a cakewalk Eastern Conference though.
No. See, that's where you kind of get that wrong. That's not the fact.
Now you know what?
That's
Jordan
not the
had to
fact.
get through some tough teams.
He did, bro.
He had to get through some tough.
The East was tougher than it was in the
Wait,
2000s, bro.
Are we serious with this?
Yes, we are very serious. Serious as a heart attack, bro.
No,
serious.
When does Michael Jordan win up against that Warriors team? That
Yeah, but you're talking about the finals.
You're talking about the Eastern Conference.
The Eastern Conference.
In the East, in the 80s, Jordan had to go through the Celtics, and then after the Celtics, the Pistons. The Celtics was killing people. They went to the finals along with the Lakers.
Did you see the Celtics? No. Did you see them?
Yes, you had Larry Bird at his prime, bro. Are you serious?
You think LeBron couldn't go through those guys? Did you see
No, he couldn't.
Brother,
He couldn't by himself with the Cavs.
He couldn't go through the Paul Pierce Celtics.
Come on, man. Larry Bird was a bad man. Are you crazy?
Are you thinking? Because those Paul Pierce Celtics, if you really looked at them,
Larry
it wasn't just Paul
Bird
Pierce.
was a bad boy, man.
Kevin Durant. Not Kevin Durant. I'm sorry, Kevin Garnett, right? So it's Paul Pierce, Kevin Durant, and Garnett and Ray Allen, right? I'm not Kevin Garnett. Anyway, but if you look at that, it's KG and Ray Allen, right? Those teams were tough.
No, we're not saying they weren't. We're saying no. We're not saying that. Boston had Parrish, McHale, and they had the great Larry Bird. People couldn't beat Larry Bird, bro. It was hard to beat him.
Wait, did you watch Michael Jordan go through that team?
No.
He lost still.
He did. That's what I'm saying. No, but that's what I'm saying to you.
They were at least
same thing
5.
with Cleveland. LeBron didn't have no help in the early 2000s.
There were at least 5. There were at least 5 teams in the
LeBron
East.
would've went through them.
There were at least 5 teams in the East every year. Jordan had to go up that were killers. LeBron had maybe 1 to go through every year.
LeBron had 1 to go through what?
Every year. There was only 1 team in the East that was even close to decent every year.
What are we talking about?
Remember the Pistons in the mid 2000s was doing their thing.
We're talking about rings, though.
No, we're not.
But
we're not just
we're talking about
rings.
the road to get there.
We're talking about ultimately at the end of the day, we're talking about the ring. We're talking about your ability to win rings or lose rings. That's what we're talking about.
No,
And
we're
right
talking
now,
about getting to the East.
No.
The East was easy. He's saying the East was easy for LeBron in the 2000s after the Pistons died. After that team, the Pistons that won in the championship, once they died down, it was easier for them to get there to the finals until he saw
LeBron walked through the
Celtics.
East. If LeBron walked through the East and went to the championship and won all those years, we wouldn't be having this argument. He would be the greatest. But he
No, he
wouldn't.
wouldn't. No,
he'd be the greatest.
No.
He'd
Just
be the
going to
greatest.
the finals, just getting there doesn't mean that you're the greatest. It just doesn't.
I'm not telling you. Listen, I didn't say that. You didn't hear what I said. I said if he goes to the finals and wins all those rings, like every time he goes, if he won every single time, he would be the greatest, hands down. We wouldn't be talking about this.
Yeah, of course, because he would be
That
9-0.
means that
Right, he would be what? 9-0, which means that he's been there 9 times.
Yeah, but now he's 3-6.
But listen, every time he went there, he didn't have the squad to compete.
Lies.
That's what we saying about
Lies.
Jordan in the 80s. He didn't have no squad.
Lies.
He didn't no squad until Scottie Pippen and the boys.
Wait, pause. This ain't debate fuel. Let me get in. Rick,
Yes, sir.
you just lied. You just lied to the
No, I
people. You did.
How?
He didn't have the squad. There was only 2 times he didn't have a squad. 2. There was only 2 of those times he didn't have a squad. The first time, and then when Kyrie and what's his face got injured. Every other time he had the squad. What are you talking about?
No. Then what are you talking about? How many times did he lose?
You mean he only won 3 out of the 9?
He won 3 out of 9. He didn't have a squad every time. What are you talking about?
Yes, he did. He had a squad when he lost against
That's the
Dallas.
squad
He had a squad when
he should have won.
he lost. He had a squad when he went up against the
Remember,
Spurs.
not 1, not 2, not 3.
Now that one against Dallas, I can't.
Dallas, the Spurs. He had a squad.
That's the only one there's no excuse for it.
And the Spurs, the second Spurs time he went up against the Spurs and lost. He had a squad then too.
No,
He only got 1 ring when they was.
He had a
LeBron?
squad when he went up
he
against
got
the
2.
Warriors.
He got 2 wins. No,
Oh, yeah, that's what I
he did not. You didn't have no squad going against those Warriors.
He
Yes,
did
he
the
did.
first time. When they run it back when the Cavs were the champs. When they came back and they had KD, that was a squad. They just didn't have the firepower. Cleveland.
The squad. Who was
The squad was him, Kyrie. They had a big three. Kyrie, Kevin Love may not. I mean, he didn't show up.
Rick,
but at the same time,
Rick,
he still his name on paper.
Rick, listen to me.
Kyrie wasn't dedicated.
Rick,
he didn't have the squad, man.
Listen to me.
And Jordan never faced the four like that.
Rick,
okay.
Listen to me.
Going off topic.
LeBron should have 5 rings at least. At least.
LeBron should have 4 rings.
He should have 5. Why did he lose to the Spurs the second time?
Because they were better.
No, they weren't. Why were they better?
They were better than that Heat team, man.
They were better.
Come on.
They were
Wade, Bosh,
better.
why were they? Allen, why were they better?
They were better. If you look at what happened in that series, they were better. They were a better team, and LeBron was pretty much disconnected and ready to go.
They weren't better, dude. Like that.
They were a better team.
Back to Jordan. Back to Jordan being the greatest of all time.
Jordan is the greatest of all time, and I've said that and I've admitted that, right?
Okay, so then there's no room for LeBron.
There is room for LeBron.
No, it isn't.
Yes, there is. If LeBron actually wins, he goes over to the West, right? And he wins at least 2 to 3 Super Bowl championships. There's an argument for LeBron. There's an argument.
No,
I don't think it's gonna happen.
No, because here's the thing.
You're not believing it's happening.
Here's the thing,
right?
LeBron is having to move. LeBron is having to move team to team to get these rings. Jordan stayed on one team.
You know why? Jordan? No, wait. That's a big problem, right? Jordan could.
You in the field with Ryan Wright, just Sean Taylor, DJ.
Man, it was great having you, Rick. We appreciate you, bro.
Hey, mute his mic. Mute his mic automatically. There we go.
That's not facts, man. Because if you look at that situation, right, Jordan never had to move because he had a guy like Jerry Krause.
Trackstarz versus Rick Sincere.
That's true. I mean, Jerry Krause.
He had a guy like that.
Jerry Krause built the super team. He brought the super team to Jordan. That's true.
So he never had to move.
Yeah, he didn't.
I mean, Rodman was just an addition. Rodman wasn't a third scorer. Rodman was a great rebounder. That's what he was.
Yeah.
He wasn't no great scorer.
But back then, you only needed 2 scorers back then.
Yeah,
and
that's what him and Scotty.
That's still a part of a great team, though, right? He put a great team around him. So LeBron has always had to play his own GM and had to put his own situation together. Even when he was in Cleveland, he realized, hey, these guys won't support me like I need to be supported. In order for me to go through these 3-headed monsters like the Celtics, I need to support myself.
But you know whose fault it is that he doesn't have more? LeBron. His desire to be his own GM is what created the Warriors.
Those are big facts.
So he caused his own demise. If he would have just stayed patient, something would have worked out. If he would have stayed patient.
But he wouldn't beat the Celtics.
No.
And if he really wanted to, he could have had Wade come to Cleveland.
Let me ask this question. Didn't the documentary say that between the time that Jordan left the Bulls and went to play baseball, it was a total of 24 months?
I don't know how many months. It was a year and a half.
Imagine if he stayed, right? That'd be another ring. So the argument for LeBron just can't be there.
Well, that's the problem because
argument for Jordan.
The reason why people say that because Houston had Hakeem Olajuwon, and Hakeem Olajuwon was a very dominant.
But they had Hakeem Olajuwon all them other times too.
They did.
Yeah, that started at the same time, bro.
You're right.
All right, man. Let's get back into it. You in the field with the Trackstarz. This will take forever. Ryan Wright, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.
Don't turn your back, don't turn your back, don't turn your back, don't walk away from the one who loves you, thinking of you. You would struggle, you would pray. Don't you forget, don't you forget, don't you forget who made a way and he didn't bless you, call you special, for you just to fall away. Hey.
Yeah, I have my moments when I feel like it's all good, and if I forget to pray, it's understood. Poverty will motivate you in a way that money never could, and some blessings keep you off your knees longer than they should. I was overly dedicated to being elevated, hated, pushed down like the gas, I accelerated. Feel I made it on my own, my grind got me here alone. Lying to myself, my basic instinct like Sharon Stone. You brought me out of Egypt, now my money right, I'm eating, I'm relieved. I'ma need my mornings, evenings, and my weekends back. When everything is wrong, I'm in full agreement, but when everything alright, I show partial allegiance. I'm wishy-washy wishy-washy. Probably Deuteronomy 8:11 would explain my current state of autonomy. My heart in its entirety is at war with piety. False idol, slum guide, counterfeit.
Don't turn your
deity, the
back,
eye.
don't turn your back, don't turn your back, don't walk away from the one who loves you, thinking of you. You would struggle and you would pray. Don't you forget, don't you forget, don't you forget who made a way and he didn't bless you, call you special, for you just to fall away. Hey.
Yeah, life ain't promised except for those with the promise. Cut a lot about my problems, but I chose to be honest. They be asking, Bombay, what's the problem with diamonds? What's your issue with this money? We supposed to be shining. That's the issue, cause you think the shining come from the diamonds. That'll make you ignorant and broke. The shining come from the knowledge. That's why if you got an arm, they let you dodge grades in college. $1 million contracts, but you getting robbed in a fine print. If you're illiterate, your success may be illegitimate. All you care about is money, so do the people you are dealing with. You think they care about you? No. Messiah care about you though. They only care about what they can do without you. Introduce you to an unfamiliar lifestyle that steals your faith. Now being far away from Yah is a familiar place. Hustlers repent, take advantage of his grace and faith. He call us back way before we walk away.
Don't turn your back, don't turn your back, don't turn your back, don't walk away from the one who loves you, thinking of you. You would struggle and you would pray. Don't you forget, don't you forget, don't you forget who made a way and he didn't bless you, call you special, for you just to fall away. Hey.
My name is Ben Marcus. Somehow I found myself as the main editor of a reality TV show called
Rosie's Roses. You made me look like a moron, for heaven's sake.
I used to be a comic. It's where my heart is.
If comedy's your thing, dude, why aren't you out there running with it?
There's no way, man. I got a family.
Can you help out around the house? Jack needs help with his math homework.
I'll fix the toilet. You watching a video. That's not math.
This guy's funny. He has to be. He's a millionaire.
Millionaire?
Need to pay him.
What? And this is my very first video. I got 2 atheist friends. Every time I'm around them, I sneeze just to see what they're gonna say.
That video is hilarious. Never knew you were that funny.
I just got my first endorsement deal.
The nominees this year are...
I just wish he was more involved. I feel like I'm doing this all on my own.
Have you ever seen the movie War Room?
I don't really like Christian films.
Hey, where you been?
Hannah's play.
I am so sorry. I got all caught up at work. I was busy.
It's cool. Okay.
This is my first time. In like 20 years, I finally get to do something I love.
For once in your life, have some balance.
I don't even know where I got off track.
What if it's a test? What if you dove deeper into the Bible than you ever had before?
I can't afford to be sitting around reading the Bible.
You can't afford not to read the Bible.
It's got awkward.
A little bit, yeah.
I felt it. Everything's not perfect. There's no way I can ask you to be a better daughter if I'm not willing to be a better father. And I am.
God can do incredible things.
Some of these things I just can't fix without some sort of direction. And I'm finding it right here in the Bible. I'm Sophie Dad.
I thought it was the police. It's the brolies. We gonna be all right.
This show is brought to you by Trackstarz. Allow us to produce a podcast to help build community engagement around your brand. We can record and edit a podcast specifically designed to reach your target market, and utilize social media to create or enhance a loyal following. Go to trackstarz.com/brands. Again, that's trackstarz.com/brands.
What's up? This is No Big Deal representing Middle Tennessee and Indie Tribe. You are now in the field with the Trackstarz.
It's time for the Entertainment Report with Jeremiah.
All right, man, it's Entertainment Report time. All right, man, we just got the news today about Mr. Solo of the Gospel Gangsters passing away, man. If you don't know who that is, please take some time out, especially if you're in this genre, if you in the community, if you rap, if you listen, if you're a fan or whatever, man, just take a time to check back on his what he put to the CHH genre in the 90s with Gospel Gangsters. We actually did our line for line. Somebody said it this morning, like we did a line for line with him 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
With him against Cube. But Mr. Solo was, man, one of those pioneers, man, you know, with that the sound of the streets, the gospel meeting the streets, man. And he's a pioneer that's going to be very missed, man. He was actually about to do a project with another OG named New Wine that was supposed to come out soon. So I don't know how that's going to go, man. So, but prayers up to him and his family. We don't know the cause just yet. But yeah, family and friends, please lift him up at this time. But also a real quick thing was they were signed to Be Right Music, which was an under branch of Interscope Records at the time. Where they had an album come out called I Can See Clearly Now that did pretty well in its time. So, all right, man. Another death in the Christian community, Ravi Zacharias. We talked about last week that he was sick and had cancer and everything, and he came to the cancer, and he passed away as well this week. He was 74.
Yeah,
so
that one's sad.
Yeah, man. So that was just going crazy, man. All right, Lecrae recently teamed up with Dropbox to create a care package for people who need a little boost. When you click the link, it takes you to a Dropbox folder. Within the folder, there's an intro from Lecrae, an inspiring message, a workout routine, promo codes for merch, and a link to other care packages. So shout out to Lecrae and Dropbox. Also, coming in hot from Reach Records has been hot recently, receiving another major placement in the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Ben Roethlisberger's Twitter video about his recovery from injury. And it has 1.3 million views right now. So I remember a couple weeks ago, last week I think it was, LeBron, and then now that. So shout out to them, man. Cray and Andy, man. That song.
Before that, it was Will Smith.
It's a great song.
TikTok.
Yeah. What'd you say?
It's a great song.
Yeah, man, it is. The fact, ain't it almost a year old or 2 years old?
It's old.
It's a year.
Yeah, man, and that's still getting heat. So that's crazy. All right, Paris Therese is in his new artist to World 45. Nilo dropped his debut project Riptide and released the music video with Paris called Black Rain. So go check that joint out. All right, Copper section this week. Bizzle, The Messenger 4, Lord Badu, Float, Aaron Cole, Only You Forever single. What Up RG and J-Way on the Rise remix single. Marty, the emo TRL sound single. Zay Hill, King single. Corey Rise, Too Late For Me single. Plank James, Atlanta 96 single. Yusan, Worth the Trouble single. And Foggy Raw, Poetry Jam single. Ryan, what's good?
Yeah, shout out to the Nectar artists that released this week. Michael Elias dropped Free Rick. Cozy Raps, new to Nectar. He dropped 5 a.m. remix. And Dre B dropped Focus this week. So shout out to those guys. If you don't already have distribution, come work with us at Nectar, nectardistro.com. We have an opportunity for you. All right,
man. Let's get back into it. You in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.
I'm Solo. They call me the coach from the legendary Gospel Gangsters. How it all came about was, the conversion of me and our brother TikTok, ex-Crips and Bloods who was, had been delivered from the streets, from a high-level gang warfare. We was a part of the neighborhood. We was a part of the problem at this time. And Chili Baby was part of the problem, too. At that time, he was a drug dealer. This is where we came from. This was our upbringing. This was the culture we embraced as kids. And we grew up in this for years. And in the midst of it, we became as the Bible says, so a man thinketh, so he is. When we believe this was Crip, we was willing to kill or die for that, because we believe this Crip do or die, you know, period, crip or cry, you know, and we believed it until losing our lives. I mean, people have been, you know, we've seen so many people from our generation, from our close peers, not just stories we heard. I mean, people that we've had to personally bury and call their mothers and tell them that your son is dead.
Wow.
And, you know, we have friends that sold drugs, but that spirit turned on them and they became their own best customers to where they're addicts, they're addicts. I have friends that have lost their minds from drugs and from bad drugs and things like that. I mean, we've seen so many different situations, from friends go to jail to where they go to jail, and people don't hear about people going to jail, getting raped in jail, stabbed up in jail, losing an eye in jail. I mean, it's a very
people
big,
don't hear. A lot
the
of people don't hear about
the
that.
devil's an evil creature. You know, I got born again. You know, I got shot. You know what I mean? And matter of fact,
Such a turning point then?
that was the genesis of the turning point.
Okay.
That was just the seed, because, you know, us as man, we're very rebellious. The Spirit of the Lord began to convict me. What the Spirit of Yah began to convict me, and just had me where I couldn't even sleep at night. And I couldn't sin with a woman or nothing. I mean, it was like I would feel, man, I'm gonna go to sleep and wake up my eyes in the lake of fire.
Wow.
And I just said, well, Father, you convicted me. I can't sin right. I can't do nothing. I mean, I don't have these desires no more. You have to change me. You have to help me. I can't do it alone. And I remember just calling out to God, and I was so angry because I was failing myself. I was like, I can't do it right. I can't. Like Paul, wretched man I am. I can't find the right way. I began to cry, and that's when I knew it was hard. I felt the Father was changing that heart of stone into a heart of flesh again. That the enemy is just destroying the lives of a lot of these brothers that's being took off the street. That's what our ministries is based around, saving these brothers, you know what I mean? Saving the young people, because if it wasn't for His grace, I could have been there. I mean,
doing the same thing.
Every day I lived a life of crime. You feel me? And everything that I've done through the course of my life, if I was to be, I thank the Father for forgiveness and for repentance, because if I was to be judged according to man, like that's why David said, Father, I'd rather fall in your hands than the hands of man. Because if I was judged by man, then I probably I would have no reason to be released to the streets.
I'd probably be hung in the morning.
Hey guys, this is Miracle from Trackstarz. I wanted to make sure you guys know all about the official Trackstarz universe. So if you'd like a free Trackstarz t-shirt, yes, as well as free merch, discounts, and exclusive content, and of course, direct access to your favorite radio host, then this is for you. Make sure you go to trackstarz.com/official. That's trackstarz.com/official.
Hey yo, what's going on? It's your man Ryan Righteous of the Trackstarz, man. I want to tell you about an awesome feature called the Music Submissions. You know how they say nothing's ever free? Well, that's a myth with Trackstarz. Send us your music, we'll add it to SoundCloud for free. There's also an opportunity for you to be able to get your song aired on the radio. For more information, email us at contactus@trackstarz.com.
You are listening to the Trackstarz with Sean Tanner, Ryan Righteous, and DJ Jeremiah.
Right now you're in the field with the Trackstarz.
Trackstarz.
Ryan Righteous. Sean Tanner. And DJ Jeremiah.
Right now you listen to the Trackstarz.
You know what time it is.
Good, it's your boy Navy Gate, you Trackstarz music artist, and you are in the field with the family Trackstarz Radio.
Trackstarz Radio.
What's going on, Trackstarz universe? This is Sean David Grant, aka Shantana with the Trackstarz. I just want to welcome you to the podcast, let you know about everything we got going on. Make sure you go to trackstarz.com to find out the latest in the Trackstarz universe. And also, please do us a big favor. Go to twitter.com/Trackstarz and follow us. Go to facebook.com/Trackstarz and like us. Go to youtube.com/TheFieldTrackstarz and subscribe to us. Do the same thing on SoundCloud at Trackstarz Universe. Everywhere you see Trackstarz, follow us, because you have no idea how much that helps us. Do that right now. Pause the podcast, whatever you got to do. All right, now come back and listen to the show. Let's go.
What's good, people? It's your boy, DJ Haddon. I want to give a shout out to Trackstarz Live. Keep it locked, y'all. It's going down right here, right now. You heard it from your boy, D. Haddon.
Yeah, back in the field with the Trackstarz. Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah was good.
All right, this segment is sponsored by Kappa Studios, who's bringing you the movie on Father's Day weekend called Selfie Dad, coming to video on demand. Make sure you go and check it out. A movie for the entire family, a movie for you to share with your friends, and a movie for us to all laugh at and talk about later. So go check out Selfie Dad, coming out June 19th, Father's Day weekend, okay?
All right, so Joe Biden messed our whole show up. We had some totally different plan for this segment, but my goodness. So let's just, you want to hear first, and then y'all won't be able to hear, but you want to let them hear first?
Yeah.
All right, listen to this, and then we'll come back.
Listen, you got to come see us when you come to New York, VP Biden.
I will.
It's a long way until November. We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
It don't have nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with the fact I want something for my community. I would love to see.
Take a look at my record, man. I extended the voting rights 25 years. I have a record that is second to none. The NAACP has endorsed me every time I've run. Come on. Take a look at the record.
All right, turnabout is fair play, guys. So what do you guys feel about Joe Biden saying that you're not
Crazy
black?
Joe.
You're not black if you can't figure out who to vote for. Ryan?
Ryan looking like this is hurting us.
Last 2 weeks have been rough on Ryan.
Nah, actually, I just saw something that really blew my mind. I was reading an article when you came back to me. So that's that pandering to the black audience. I think they've gotten a little too comfortable with that, right? It's almost kind of like us letting certain people say the N-word, right? Where you don't correct somebody, or you hear it in the song and you're like, wait a minute, they can't say that word. But popular culture has allowed that to happen. Yeah, and so I think the same thing is happening in politics. I mean, we've allowed Donald Trump to single us out and say, that's my favorite African American, right? That we saw not too long ago, he was sitting in a room full of black people.
Trump.
I know, but what I'm saying, y'all crazy.
This is rough.
What I'm saying is we've allowed this to go on for so long that it's
this is our fault. This is our fault.
Feel entitled. Yeah. They feel entitled to say it. He was definitely wrong for saying it, right? Okay. Should there be truth to that though? Yeah, there should be some truth to that, I think. In the sense where you're saying, well, no, I don't think there's truth to that.
You're witnessing it live, people. The Ryan walk back just happened live.
Yeah, so okay, were you talking about being a Christian?
A cramp in my stomach, bro.
Christianity comes. I don't care right now. I just saw that a pair of Michael Jordan Air Force Michael Jordan 1 sold for $560,000.
Ain't got nothing to do with this, bro.
I know, but
he didn't care about us either.
I didn't even hear the question.
Republicans wear sneakers too. We forgot that part.
Oh yeah. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. But
only
no,
LeBron will stand up for you now.
LeBron for president.
What I'm saying is, Christianity comes before race, right? And so a statement like that is not true. But when you think about what's at stake at this election, and you see all these different things happening with black injustices and crime, then yeah, you got some real thinking to do if you're a black person.
He's not saying that. He's basically saying if you're black, you should just vote for us, the Democratic Party.
Well, I mean,
that's the
what,
statement basically saying. If you
Donald Trump has said that.
But what I'm saying to you is this. He's basically saying like, yo, it's obviously I'm the way better choice. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the better choice than Trump. And if you can't, there's people out there that can't decide, bro. Like, really,
well, so
like,
he said that
just yet.
When he said that, he gave a lot of statistics about what he was doing for the black community, right?
What he's done in the past.
What he's done in the past, but what he's going to also do for the black
He's
community.
done some other stuff in the past too, right?
Yeah.
I know that. But what I'm saying is, when you make that statement, it is no different from Donald Trump saying, "Vote for me." What the H do you have to lose? Your schools are in.
That's the point, Ryan.
Desolation.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
So
like,
does it bother you the way?
pathetic.
Does it bother you the way you expect other of our Christian brothers and sisters to be bothered by Donald?
Run that back one more time.
Does it bother you the same way you expect our white brothers and sisters to be bothered by Donald?
Does the statement bother me?
Shouldn't it bother you because you're mad at our white brothers and sisters in Christ for not standing up against Trump?
Whoa! You put that in my mouth. That
I ain't putting nothing nowhere near.
Yeah.
What are you talking
put
about?
that in my mouth.
Say it different.
Don't put that in my mouth.
Say what you said.
Ryan, shouldn't you be as upset with Biden the same way you expect white people to be upset with Trump?
Yeah. For that statement, yeah.
I want to see it.
He's saying you're not. He's saying
we're waiting for it. That's the point.
You want me to
seeing
be
the double
angry?
standard here.
You want me to be angry? Go to Rick. Rick.
John, you can't dictate how Brother Ryan responds to this situation.
I'm trying to keep the same energy is all I'm saying.
First of all, I just saw the interview like 20 minutes before the show started. I didn't hear the clip you just played, and I just saw that a pair of Jordans sold for $560,000. One pair. I know, but that's
okay. So it's parts of the interview in the beginning. I had to put it in context because if you take it out of context, it's just crazy. It's a part where he asked Charlamagne how he doing. He said, "My family, how you and your family doing?" He said, "We black and highly favored." And then he goes, Joe Biden goes, "But black people are dying though." I was like, "But what? What? I mean, without context, it's just crazy." You know what I mean?
It's I don't know why they keep going on the Breakfast Club because the same thing happened with Clinton. Yeah. The hot sauce moment. It's just so transparent. Like, come on, guys. We know you don't really care.
Are you pandering to us? And she says, "Is it working?"
Don't even bother. Like, don't even bother. You were doing okay. Just be quiet.
Yeah.
Honestly, it did sound like he was over talking Charlamagne a little bit. Like Charlamagne was not saying a lot to him.
He was way too confident. He was way too confident.
Just like, "I'm Joe Biden. You know my resume." Almost like
my record.
Remember, KG said Kevin Durant said when they was playing the Clippers, he's like, "You know who I am."
He said, "I've been getting the black vote for 40 years.
Yeah, you know who I am. I don't have to do nothing. You just vote for me. It is what it is.
You know what I stand for. I was on the ticket with the first black president. Come on, man."
But then he did play Obama too.
"Come on, man." He did.
I got more votes.
I got more, even though Barack. I was like, "Oh snap!"
Yeah, he came in here saucy.
Yeah,
what's going on? Do not go talk to Charlamagne, please. Do not.
But I think when he made that statement, he was basically saying like, Barack got a split vote, right? He got the black vote, he got the white vote, but in separate, Joe Biden has been elevated by the black vote on certain tickets.
Yeah, okay, whatever, bro. Like that was bad. That was a bad moment. What you got, Rick? It's your turn.
Yeah.
He knows he knew it was a bad moment. He even apologized for it and said outright that he shouldn't have been so cavalier. It's right here. He said
no, his campaign manager apologized.
Yeah, it was his campaign manager from CNN.
Yeah.
He comes out and he says, no, he said this in a call, right? He had a phone call later on with the U.S. Black Chambers, and he addressed the controversy. And then he says, "Hey, I shouldn't have been so cavalier." So he knows that he made a mistake when he made that statement, right? So he knows that wasn't the best look for him, and it is a consistent bad look for the Democrats who go on Charlamagne's show, right? And
it is.
Right? Like it's always a bad look. At the same time, he felt maybe he was in a comfortable situation, and he felt that actually he thought that he was saying what most black people say to other black people, right? Like he felt that, hey, look, if you vote for Trump at this point, right? Because I mean, we got on certain people. I won't name them when they voted for Trump, right? And we say, hey, look, that your blackness is in question if you voting that way in some situations. That's not the look overall.
That's the point, man. That is.
Listen,
we
did this.
Don't get. This is just a public service announcement. Don't ever get so comfortable where you think you can say something like that about black people. Don't ever get that comfortable.
We did this.
You no matter how many times they said you could come to the picnic, don't ever
the cookout,
cookout,
not the court, not the picnic, the cookout.
Don't ever get that comfortable. Don't ever get that comfortable.
You just lost your invitation to the cookout.
Don't ever get that comfortable to where you are that cavalier. I just didn't understand his confidence. I was just like, there should be, especially someone with his record, you just have to have a air of grace. Just have an air of grace because it's too much going on for you to jump on it and sound like that. That's crazy.
We're making this happen. Bill Clinton is a honorary member of a Black Greek lettered organization. Like we're making these things happen. That's on us to say, we'll give you that pass. I think didn't what's his name? Chris Tucker was hanging out with Bill Clinton one day, and he mentioned something about
being the first black president.
Yeah. So to me, you're giving them that pass, and a lot of people feel that way. It's not just.
But even that, like, even if we think about why we call Bill Clinton the first black president, it's like stereotype. It's because he had a mistress, because
he says he inhaled
and a white arm. That, like, it's stuff that you think only black men do. It's like, that's a stereotype.
Yeah, but
so that's why we saying
celebrating that.
But it just goes back to the whole, we can say that, you can't say that type thing. I think that's exactly the issue here, is that we know how I mean, there's people on our team that are black that voted for Trump. We deal with that internally, okay? We have those conversations internally. For you to come and say it, that's not your place. Not your place. Okay? So you know. Like we love them. Even the people who disagree politically, there's still love. It sounded dismissive. Like you don't love them. And that's just kind of the feeling. It's like, wait a minute. We love them. We just don't agree with them. But I don't hear the love in your voice. It still needs to be love there.
I think the thing is, another thing too is, what if these people are on the fence? Like, what if, because I mean, you see it all the time on social media. A lot of people are still on the fence. Black people are still on the fence. Like, should we give our votes to Joe, or should we give it to Trump, or should we not vote at all? So for you to say what you just said, you basically are hitting my intelligence, or intelligence of black people who are like in the middle, like we don't know. So it's like, I automatically got to vote for you because I'm scared, or what? Like, so I think that was just a blind statement that she had to come behind him and clean up, because it was just, even though he said it in just, at the same time, it's like, this is the wrong time to say it.
Joe Biden spent so much time with Barack Obama, he thinks he's black.
No, he doesn't.
No, stop.
He thinks
Ryan,
he thinks he is a part.
Mute his mic. Mute his mic, Ryan.
No,
Mute his mic, Sean.
He
Mute his
thinks
mic.
he understands. He thinks he understands the culture of the community. I think he truly believes that.
No,
he was about to curse.
Yeah.
Charlamagne was like, "Yeah, come on, curse." He was about to curse because he's like,
"He was in the A word."
Yeah, it's a curse. It's a curse word. We ain't never seen no president really say that.
You don't think it is, Ryan?
What? We haven't seen a president say that. Are you serious?
Ryan,
right
hold on.
now?
Back up.
You don't think it is? Trump?
You don't think it is?
Trump say the A word?
You gonna bust it out?
You have never heard Trump say the A word.
Hey, you getting
Maybe
off?
I missed the press conference. I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
You getting off topic here. We just about Biden.
Hey,
why?
Did Biden just lose?
Ryan feel like he's painted in the corner in this situation.
Ryan hates this, bro.
I got you, Fred. Did Biden just lose the black vote?
No, because the black vote agrees with him at the core, but still don't appreciate the comment. Just because I agree with you, don't you ain't allowed to say that. That's the point.
Definitely true.
You ain't allowed to say that. Sound like a computer again, Rick.
But you know what it feels like?
Transformer.
Now the question
Robot in disguise.
is, does he Does he get
He's doing his Barack Obama impression.
See, now you went too far. We were just trying to be fair. That was just me.
What?
That was just me. But yeah, so the point is, at the end of the day, what do I feel? I don't question anybody's blackness if they vote for Trump or not, right? That's not anybody, honestly, anybody's place, even black people.
Your understanding of certain things.
But you know what's so funny? The same people that's online doing that to people who vote for Trump would say the same thing for you being a Christian.
Yeah, because what I wouldn't understand is that as a black man that's a Christian, you have a tug of war going on with what matters to you most, what's important to you. Right.
Exactly.
So why would you question their blackness? Because they are really weighing Christian things in their heart. You see what I'm saying? Like there are some serious things to consider on both sides here. So if somebody's like,
okay, so here's the thing. I know I'm gonna get buried for saying this, right? I've said this so many times, right? When you have to choose what's invisible and what's visible, which way do you lean? And let me give you an example. And I know this is not
just abortion, Ryan.
Right. So what I'm saying is, if you are thinking abortion, right? You're thinking, oh, you know what? You can't kill the babies, But then you see people in cages. You see kids being separated at the border from their parents. You see these things happening. How do you vote against that? How do you vote against that?
Because you worship an invisible God. Just because something is invisible doesn't mean it's not important.
Man, I really want to let it all out, but I just can't do that on this platform.
So at the end,
I gotta have a mask over my face. I gotta have a voice.
For Facebook.
Say what you want to say.
No. I gotta have like a whole distortion.
At the end of the day, what if you want to know what I think? I think Trump is just ridiculous. I would never vote for him. But that doesn't mean that Biden gets to say whatever he wants. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And so just as advice to his team, Biden has trouble off the top.
He sure does.
He does have trouble off the top. Do I think he's a better person in general? Probably. But he needs to just be careful because he has some impediments that make it a problem, and then he just has some faux pas that come off. So he just needs to really practice that because he could really derail his whole situation if he keeps making mistakes like these. Because I'm gonna start getting nervous when I see him, and that's not a good look.
Sean, what does Jeremiah feel though?
Ooh. So what you said again?
I said, but what does Jeremiah feel?
Who, me? Oh, I don't know, man. I'm still in the middle, bro. Like I really don't know. I don't
In the
mind.
middle of what?
What's going to happen? I don't know.
In the middle of what's going to happen, or which way you gonna vote?
Both. Because here's the thing. At the same time, they look the same. It's just one person is a little bit more
That's
nice.
Racist, Jeremiah. They don't look the same.
They do. They do.
I'm just trying to catch you the way Sean catches me.
The crime bill look the same way as Trump and his father doing stuff to black tenants, not trying to get them in. So that's what I'm saying. So
Rick sounds crazy.
I got so much editing.
We've avoided this topic for a while, but we may have to come back and get into it because I disagree. I don't think they look the same. I think Trump is clearly a worse human being. But I understand.
Thank you.
To me, it's either vote for Biden or don't vote. That's to me that should be. I can't honestly.
If you told me don't vote means Trump wins.
But that's the closest to it that I would even imagine getting.
Sean wants you to get into heaven. He wants you to not have an issue with
I don't think God will be
got nothing to do with heaven, bro. Get out of here with that mess.
He be trying everything. You sneaky, Ryan.
Wow, that's ridiculous. So that's just my opinion. I would never vote for that man. But the only consideration is vote or vote for this dude.
Don't be shocked on the rise of Trump winning black voters. Don't be shocked. I'm seeing it a lot.
Rick, mute your mic. We can't hear you at all, bro. But yeah. So yeah, do I think he will win? Do I think Trump will win? Yes, I do. But I'm not gonna be a part of that. I ain't gonna help. No, sir. Not from what I seen. No, sir.
Right.
Stuff like this don't help, bro. I ain't on nobody's team. I could see I'm in the crowd. I could see scores ain't looking good.
Let me ask you a question. What's the overall be like? Trump's gonna win automatically if that debate, like if they have a debate and Trump just kill him, is it over? You think?
It really just depends on, are people motivated like you to come out and vote? If they could sway enough people to stay home, then he's gonna win again. That's why stuff like this hurts. That's why stuff like this hurts. The cause that they're going for is because the worst thing that can happen is a ton of black people saying, I ain't participating. If that happens, he wins. Trump wins.
What about the mail-in vote?
Don't matter. Stay home just means not participate. If you don't participate because you don't feel strong enough, when Obama won, people felt motivated. There was a motivation.
It was.
And if they can kill that motivation for Biden, he's gonna lose. That's it. Wrap. So he needs to tighten up. Tighten up, bro. Come on our show. I got some questions for you too.
I think he needs to be better prepped when he go on those.
I don't think that's it,
because
man.
Because to me, he wasn't coming off. He needs a script. That's what I think he needs.
You can't have script. You can't have a script to off the top questions. Charlamagne.
No, you can because what happens is before you interview, you say, okay, these are the questions I want to ask. And that's up to the interviewer to be like, hey, I don't want to do that.
But think about when that happened. That was at the end of the interview. It was just in response to Charlamagne saying, hey, there's a long time till November. People, there's no way you could plan for that. That came off like that. That came off the top. And if that's on the top, I don't know what to do.
Well, another thing could help him is his vice president. I'll say that. If he has a good vice president,
that could be another bottle of hot sauce if they don't play it right.
Yeah, because Charlamagne said, are you considering a black woman? And
honestly, he needs Stacey Abrams. If he gets Kamala Harris, black people don't mess with Kamala Harris like that.
No. Are you saying you ain't black if you mess with Kamala Harris?
No, I'm not saying that.
All
I'm
right.
saying I don't.
You in the field with the Trackstarz.
It's going so bad.
Ryan Righteous. This is Ryan's favorite segment. We're gonna do this every week.
All the comments we're gonna get from this one.
You gotta be fair, man. That's the only thing I have against people. If you're not fair, then I can't mess with you. Be fair. That was wrong. That was bad. And if you can't say that, then we got a problem. That was bad. All
Ryan
right?
looks like I can't.
All right, man. Let's get back into it. You in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.
Shut up. Fly. Shoulda never let me get away. Messed around and fell in love, so you know I'm here to stay. Shoulda never let me off the leash. Baby girl, fly, baby girl, free. Shoulda never let me get away. Messed around and fell in love, so you know I'm here to stay. Shoulda never let me off the leash. Baby girl, fly, baby girl, free. Eyes on the throne, distractions so I don't see him. Somebody get their brother and tell him stay on my DM. Feeling like a new me in Austin, they call me groovy. In Dallas, we level up, them haters, they call it bougie. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, have $1, be a baller. Every time he told me he was showing up, it came through. Thinking God, he never left my side like he all prove the devil wrong when he told me what I can't do. I am resurrected, cancel order on the casket. See, they backsliding, oh God, and it's tragic. I know who my father is and he is never absent. Saying you irrelevant, past tense, has been. Living life unstoppable, knocking down all these obstacles. Call me, beat me, reach me, just say I'm on my impossible. Mess around, fell in love with an OG. He took my sins and he told me let me hold it. Shoulda never let me get away. Messed around and fell in love, so you know I'm here to stay. Shoulda never let me off the leash.
Savage boy, fly, holy boy, free. Ha! Shoulda never let me get away. Messed around and fell in love, so you know I'm here to stay. Shoulda never let me off the leash. Savage boy, fly, holy boy, free. I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. Saints don't get offended. Plus I prefer my holy water with a pinch of lemon. I'ma pull up to the gates of heaven with the windows tinted.
Why?
Just so I can make them wonder who's up in it. Ever since I left the enemies envious, I'm replenished. Nibbling on the scripture, it's feeling like Papa finished. Skinny dipping in the baptism river, I swap my image. I can only kick the vision, you miss it, that's not my business. I'm on overload, he just filled my cup, now I got overflow. But it's still pouring, no it's off, Porsche wrote his boat. I got what you want. Is that the devil talking? No you don't. I don't see no hell, he on earth as low as I'm gon' go. You had me, should've done better back when you grabbed me. I'm laughing, Rocket to heaven, baby, I'm blasting. You mad me? Never go back to things in my past. New destination, new maps. My elevation won't crash.
Shoulda never let me get away. Messed around and fell in love, so you know I'm here to stay. Shoulda never let me off the leash.
Savage boy, fly, holy boy, free. Ha, shoulda never let me get away. Messed around and fell in love, so you know I'm here to stay. Shoulda never let me off the leash. Savage boy, fly, holy boy, free.
The more I live for God, the more I understand how bad I need him. And not just how bad I need him, but how bad the world needs him. Like, we living in a dying world. And everybody looking for so many things to fill a void that only can be filled with God. And they never gonna be truly satisfied until they accept the fact that they need him. Like, they don't need opinions and fancy words. They need the word of God. Like, who gonna give the world Jesus? I do it.
Zay, I think it's time to do it again. Yeah. Gorilla Faith.
Ooh, I've been telling mountains move, get out my way. I've been knocking down demons like a heavyweight, roar of a lion, Judah, boom, baby. I'm talking real big, yeah. I got gorilla faith. Even if I fall, I'll never hit the ground. I'm so high, you can never bring me down. And even if my enemies surround me, I'm not afraid. I ain't the mustard seeds. I got gorilla faith. 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 I never thought I would fall, but I keep coming back. Hit you with the left hook, oh, and I'ma keep fighting back. And you can't find nobody that's realer, 'cause I got faith like a gorilla. Oh, my faith is super strong, stronger than crazy glue. And you keep amazing me, that's why I keep praising you. And I just be getting stronger, and life has been getting harder. The MJ of gospel, I moonwalk on the water. Ooh, I've been telling mountains move, get out my way. I've been knocking down demons like a heavyweight, roar of a lion, Judah, boom, baby. I'm talking real big, yeah. I got gorilla faith. And even if I fall, I'll never hit the ground. I'm so high, you can never bring me down. And even if my enemies surround me, I'm not afraid. I ain't the mustard seeds. I got gorilla faith. 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 I've been changing this game. I've been doing it for a minute. While you're out here talking, we get out here living. We get out in them streets. We been saving them souls. You ain't about that life, but if you want, let's go. I was beating my fist on my chest as I was making the sound. Gorilla faith. Yeah, boy, I'm on my King Kong. I sing song, I win so. 50,000, I'll stay them whole. With the power of the Holy Ghost, increase the faith, my only goal. I got gorilla faith. I got gorilla faith. I got gorilla faith. I got gorilla faith.
I'm having faith for real. I'm having faith. Got a meal on my plate for real. So I say my grave. Plus I know the enemy work, so I gotta pray. I did flavor pack. I gotta get thanks. Gotta get thanks to the Most High. I'm going to heaven when I die. Got an angel with me, we gon' pop out. Holy go flow, what you talking about? Shout out to Angela Robert. She a big dog at my mom. Just wanna tell her I love her. I give him praise 'cause I
is Miracle from Trackstarz. I wanted to make sure you all know all about the official Trackstarz universe. If you'd like a free Trackstarz t-shirt, free merch, discounts, exclusive content, and direct access to your favorite radio hosts, then this is for you. Make sure to check out trackstarz.com/official. Again, that's trackstarz.com/official.
You're in the field with the Trackstarz, running with the Trackstarz. Tracking with the Trackstarz. In the Trackstarz universe. Ooh, stay on track with us.
Y'all know what time it is. Ryan Righteous, DJ Jeremiah, Sean Tanner. Y'all know what time it is. It's the field, boy. You in the field, boy. It's the field, boy. You in the field, boy. You tuned in and locked. Trackstarz. We beating on your block. Trackstarz, yeah. I'm repping the most high king like mama, I made it. Trackstarz bringing the real, you love it to hate it. Line for line with the kingdom, the second of faded.
What's happening? This your man Brinson, God Chasers Entertainment. Buckle your seat belts for line. Vote Christian though. Yeah.
Yeah, back in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. What's good?
All right, for all things Trackstarz, make sure you go to trackstarzwithaz.com. Follow us on Instagram, like the Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube channel, download the app, and please leave a review. All right.
It is line for line time, everybody. All right, we're gonna have one-on-ones. This is a one-on-one this week. We got the hot dude right now in them streets. 6ix9ine versus Reconcile going on right now. We about to get it popping.
Yo, 6ix9ine was created in a lab for Jeremiah. He was created in a lab. Controversy, constant headlines. Like Jeremiah loves stuff like this. It's perfect.
So this is good, and he's supposed to drop a song soon. So this would probably get us some bumps. So yeah, views and opinions of Trackstarz universe, are not the views and opinions of the artist, the label, producer, or others. If you feel offended by watching this, please press stop now. If you never heard of the mainstream artist, and I say this, if you never heard of this mainstream artist and think about checking him out,
you ain't black.
Press stop right now.
You ain't black.
Go check him out.
We try not to do the same artist over and over. If you're a person who only listens to Christian artists, and this ain't your cup of tea, we understand. We got noteworthy topic interviews.
I'm gonna make that a thing for everything.
We are not copying any other battle format. We've been doing this since the 2000s. Reconcile is not the Christian version of anybody. It's just a bit, folks. All right, so here we go. We're gonna start off with Reconcile first. This is called Out the Mud. Let's go.
Baby, out the mud, money don't stress her, pain in the presser. Since ain't no weapon, we done been through it, I pray for her head, yeah. Everybody come top when they all cut the lights on. Yeah. You were there for the king when I couldn't keep the lights on, yeah. She don't compete with the pay, her presence was more than the pay, yeah. She can get all that I had, yeah. And all that trouble, she don't deal with it. Unemployed when she going through some realness, sacrifice on the line.
All right, that was Out of the Mud by Reconcile. This is Gotti by 6ix9ine. Here we go.
Shake it all, want me do it how I bust it all. I mix it all, then I hit her with the blicky on. So drippy, 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 you ain't got no money, you can keep her. Got my Nina, I'ma squeeze her. If you really wanna meet her, she agreed her. It was really nice to meet ya. I don't need ya, I don't need her. I pray to God that my nerves gon' eat. I pray to God that my family gon' see. Praying that the Lord take a chance with me. Wouldn't call when I was up, I was.
All right, that was 6ix9ine Gotti versus Reconcile Out of the Mud. This is round one. Who y'all going with?
Y'all just let them say the N-word, see?
Who says the
That's what I'm
N-word?
talking about. 6ix9ine said the N-word.
He said it cleared? It wasn't edited out?
It was edited, but he was like, my ends gotta eat.
Well, he's gonna say it through the whole line for line.
But what I'm saying is he black?
No.
No,
Okay.
but he's from the urban area. So
That
he
don't
has
matter. So if Joe is from an urban area, he can say it too?
Fat Joe says it all the time.
No.
The Hispanic rappers say?
If Joe Biden said, I'm from an urban area.
Are you trying to defend Biden right now?
I thought you talking about Fat Joe. Stop.
I am.
Pick somebody, please, sir.
Keep on going, bro. What's your vote?
Reconcile.
Rec.
I got Reconcile on that.
Rec. And I am going with Rec too. I like that record a little bit more than 6ix9ine. So that's 3-zip. I guess it doesn't really matter. Okay. 3-zip. Reconcile's the first round. All right. This is round 2. We're going to start off with 6ix9ine. Cuda. Here we go.
Booty stupid and shooting stupid. Brought a knife, I brought a ruler stupid. I really do this. If I told it, then you know I shoot it. And I'ma prove it back. Don't be moving stupid. Oh, I'ma use it. Bet she get some licky. Little bitty. But for like this. She ain't skeezer. Really don't need her. Bustin' a leader. She a little eater. Get back, kick back, bloody bitch your back. Flip that, take that, flip that, send that. 2, 2, 3, hit when you hold that. Scum gang, bought that.
All right, that was Cuda by 6ix9ine. This is Reconcile. Beg for forgiveness. Here we go.
I'm going handle the rest. I only roll with the rest. I had to change, I know I'm tripping. I get out the mist, they pray that I'm slipping. I wanted to change, but it's all that I know. Staying up all night, crying, praying. I can't control my situation, can't get right, so I'm frustrated. Lying in God and pleading for mercy. Dying alone and feeling unworthy. I don't deserve it. First time I opened my eyes was in the trailer. First time that they drove me, they stole my face. First time I stood in cold, I got.
All right, that was Reconcile begging for forgiveness versus 6ix9ine's Cuda. Who y'all going with?
Ryan.
I'm going Reconcile on that.
I'm gonna put Reconcile for you a whole time.
Yeah,
like, pretty much.
You pretty much could.
6ix9ine music. His music sounds evil in a way.
It is evil.
And
It is
I don't
evil.
know.
They got
how
me
to-
shooting at y'all.
I don't know how to describe it.
Bad Christian move.
It's not like other music. It doesn't have the same
This kid
content.
have guns too.
It's not like it doesn't have the same content. But just something about the way he sounds evil. I don't know what that. I don't know how to interpret that. But it's just.
You gonna pick that evil?
No, I'm gonna pick Reconcile. I got Reconcile on that. I didn't even like the song, even without that stuff. I didn't like it.
Well, I'm going to that evil part because I got 6ix9ine right now.
That makes sense.
All right, what y'all
It's
got? This up
2-1.
to y'all. Reconcile online.
Yeah, Reconcile online.
Let's reconcile.
2. All right, so it's 2-0 going into the third. All right, we're gonna start off with Reconcile this time. It's called Dope Fiend. Here we go.
Run it down on us. Can't run it down on us. 12 run it down on us. Devil run it down on us. You don't wanna serve no more. So why you serve? You know that little money ain't worth. Time they serve. Started with some rents. Then it got some lot, yeah. Better person, yeah. He ain't never touched a pop. From meth seems stress. Looking at ass, popping on jigs, sleeping at the mama, huh? Playing that Madden on his mama couch, yeah. I see you on the paper route, yeah. If you receive it, then it's a better.
All right, that was Reconcile Dope Fiend. This is 6ix9ine Gummo.
In the hole with the belly, in the hooping. You run up and they shooting. We ain't hooping. No can't beat, you a loser. I'm that Uzi on the stoop. Crayons in my drawers, girl on my phone. She wanna but keep it close. I only want the joke. Man, that's really all I use for the kick out the door. I don't want it, you can keep. She feeding for some more. In New York, man, don't really run man. Money back, long cases. Throwing shots, I run them off they block. $250,000 in the stash box, I grind it for.
All right, that was Gummo. 6ix9ine versus Reconcile Dope Fiend. Who y'all going with?
Ryan.
Toss.
This has been a bad show for Ryan.
It's giving me a headache. Really giving me a headache.
The 6ix9ine song was trash until that last little melody came in at the end. That saved it. That saved it for me. So I'm gonna toss that. What you got,
Oh.
Jeremiah?
6ix9ine. I'm going with 6ix9ine right here.
Was that a sample at the end?
I don't know.
That was this one. It was like, oh snap, that was dope at the end. What y'all got? What y'all got? What y'all got? So right now it's what?
He said Reconcile online.
So that's a toss.
Yeah, it's a wash round.
That's a
My
wash.
chat is not working.
That's a wash round.
So there's 2-0 still. All right, we're gonna start off with 6ix9ine. This is called Stupid. Here we go.
Filet ain't gon' shoot, spin a hoop. Who the fuck is
All right, that was 6ix9ine Stupid. This is Reconcile Any Means.
Body full of lead like Dodgy kind of prison in the fed like devil in the on my head like banking on God, what a prayer like Drake call the lead by third around 12 on the art, they'll play down Sister said again, man, I'll make it out Street said again, so I'll make it out
All right, that was Reconcile with Any Means versus Stupid by 6ix9ine. Who y'all going with?
Ryan.
Reconcile Any Means.
Okay. I got Reconcile. Sounded way better. Stupid is the one that everybody talks about, right? Isn't that right, Jeremiah?
I don't think so. I thought Gumbo was probably the one.
People always say Stupid with him. And maybe it was from his interview. He says it that way too. But that's what when I think of him, I think of Stupid. That word. So I didn't know if it was from the song or not.
Like, isn't your career stupid? Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I'm going with Reconcile as well. So 3-0.
Yeah, I don't know, man. So if this kid wasn't like as crazy as he was, would anybody care about him?
No, we would. No.
He has an interesting story, man.
This is like when you wish you could go back to like 90s rap, early 2000s, where if this were brought to an A&R's table, they'd be like, man, get that out of here.
Dude, this sound like it's crunk. It's almost crunk.
It's not crunk. It's
you know what?
crunk.
The reason I'm saying that is because yelling, Lil Jon was chanting, and that's what 6ix9ine's doing. It sounds like a chant record.
Yeah, but it sounds more like heavy metal rap.
Yeah,
like he's like that
Lil
kind
Jon
of.
was a genius. Don't put him on that.
That
level.
kind of intonation with his voice. It sounds like what you was like hearing like a metal track.
But you know what's so funny? I remember back in the like 2000s when he first came out, and somebody said he reminded them of Onyx. If y'all remember Onyx.
Oh yeah, Onyx was dope.
Onyx was yellers too, like
but they had bars though. Some of them had bars.
So
yeah.
All right, man. This is 3-0. We're about to go into the 5th round. We're gonna start off with Reconcile. I think we start off with Reconcile.
Jeremiah gonna make me go look up Onyx tonight.
We're gonna start off with Reconcile. Pressure. Here we go.
Never run from folk, lot of killing, murder gang. I just pray they make it home. Count no blessings. A whole lot of stress and a whole lot of stress and a whole lot of stress. Yeah, I got the pen, I make something happen. I'm back in America. I'm back in America. Work the cop out just to cop a phone. Fast forward, now we putting on. Came from nothing, not a broken home. Yeah, take it close, break.
All right, that was Pressure by Reconcile. Here's 6ix9ine, Fifi.
I don't really want no friends, no. Draco got that kickback when I blow that thing on the track. They don't shoot back, one shot, close range, president, head tight, yeah, I did that, yeah.
All right, that was Fifi by 6ix9ine, Reconcile, Pressure. Who y'all going with?
Ryan.
Ryan just doing something totally different.
Yeah. Pressure. I'm gonna go 6ix9ine on that one.
Lean back.
Okay, Ryan.
Lean back, Ryan. You can way up on that.
Okay. Come to the dark side.
I got 6ix9ine on that.
Oh!
Do you room for this kid?
I want to see him win.
You want this kid to win. You do. The way
I do, because
without any changes in his
but
life.
in life, I really want to see him
win in life.
I want to see him
dip
overcome his. No, I want to see him overcome situations in his life. I really want to see him change his life. Honestly,
I feel like we all want that.
He's not. He's not.
I don't want to see him win line for line.
Not. Jesus can't do it, Sean.
I didn't say he couldn't. I'm just saying he isn't so far. It seems like. I don't see any growth yet.
Yeah, he's still doing the same old, man. So 6ix9ine took that round with Fifi with 3-0. So it's now 3-1 going to the 6th round. All right, so we're gonna start off with, I guess, 6ix9ine, Cuba. Here we go.
Now we catch him at the chicken spot. Up a couple chops. Pop that with 100 shots. They didn't make that diddy bop. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. He thought we was going knuckle up. I go box. And these always talking yada yada yada. When you see me, what you talking about? You talking about? Always wanna chase clout. I am clout. Tell him get up on my face now. Fuck. Are you dumb? Stupid or dumb? Huh? Play me like a dummy. Like, are you dumb? Are you dumb? Stupid or dumb?
Worst bars.
Are you no, this is an honest question, Jeremiah. Are you 100% sure these aren't the same song that you just chopped up?
No, it's a different song. This is like his newest song that just came out recently.
The only one that sounds different
garbage.
is Fifi. The rest of them sound the same.
Music.
The same words in the verses too.
Let's go ahead and get through it.
But it hit like crazy. He had like mad views on this drum. All right, 6ix9ine Gooba. This is Reconcile No Fear.
Faces, L's all on them cases. Day ones that ain't make it. Lay down and go face it. Dog walk through the valley of death, I feel no evil. Ain't no reason, all this Jesus, all this freedom, whole sin. You make a way in the face of my enemy, yeah. Put me on game to their tennis. I pick that energy, know where I'm going, I know what you did for me, yeah. I know they came for you, they gon' get at me. Yeah, I know the devil ain't for me, plotting and scheming. On game, I see it. I saw the Lord in his presence, he delivered me. Yeah, I don't win the perfect love, ain't got no feeling.
All right, that was Reconcile No Fear versus Gooba by 6ix9ine. Who y'all going with?
Ryan.
I used my toss already.
Yup.
All right. Reconcile.
Okay.
I got Reconcile as well.
I got 6ix9ine.
You lying.
I'm dead serious.
You going off of views, bro. You're reacting too strongly to the views. That song wasn't good.
That's my decision.
Be honest, Jeremiah.
That's my decision, man.
Who cares what they think, man? That song was trash.
I'm saying it's my decision.
You think that song wasn't trash?
Better.
Do you
I'm
think
not
that
saying it
song
wasn't
wasn't trash?
I think it has commercial value. If we basing how we talk about line for line all the time, what song would we,
Jeremiah,
a radio person would play over
are
and
you
over?
sure you aren't being tainted by the views?
I'm not.
You are, Jeremiah. That last video. What's the last video? The last video that he made? Gooba has like 100 million views because you can't find any dressed women in the video. Like as soon as you turn it on, you're like, oh, I know what this is.
I didn't see the video like you dissecting
You
that
said
video.
go see the video.
I didn't. I said he had views.
You said
I said you can see the
message
views
to me and Sean, and you
No,
said
I said you can see
this
the
video got
views.
like 100 million views in like 2
That's
days.
what I said.
And you
can
sent
see
the
the
link.
views. You don't have to click on it. You clicked on it.
You sent the link in the text message.
That's like a fiend blaming a drug dealer. All I'm saying is I have crack. It's up to you to say, hey, can I have crack?
All right,
That's
you're on
you.
record telling us that you sell crack, so thank you for that.
I don't sell crack. I work at MSC. It's a distribution company that does
Distributes what?
That distributes crack.
All right, anyway, that was a 2-1 round for Reconcile, and Reconcile is the winner.
All right, good.
1-1.
Listen, this guy is a joke. His music is garbage. It gave me a headache.
Back up, bro.
All right, I got a headache now. I can't say much else. My head hurts.
No, but honestly, I would say this about 6ix9ine, man. I really pray that he really.
Oh, we pray that for all of them.
No, but no.
Yeah,
no,
why
seriously,
him? Why him in particular? Why do you care about this kid?
I feel like one, he's young and he has to learn his lesson that I don't think he learned yet from his trial, his situation. But even him, quote unquote, not quote unquote, but even him telling on his defendants and all this other stuff, God gave him another opportunity to be out here. So when you out here now, it's like you still doing the same thing you're doing. He's very entertaining. I'm not gonna lie.
He was
His
designed for
antics
you,
is
bro.
Very entertaining.
Not to me.
But it's an entertainment of a tragic entertainment.
But that's I think that's why I'm saying that he's designed for you, because when I watch him, he's not entertaining to me at all. It's sad to me when I
say tragic entertaining is meaning like when a car accident happened and everybody's watching it and traffic is slow, it's like, yo, what's going on over there? It's like, you know it's an accident, but you're still intrigued by that accident happening.
But that's what I mean, is that I think he's entertaining to you. I don't think he's entertaining at all.
But I mean,
like
for
not
you,
even
but
not even interesting.
Other millions of other people feel the same way. Like he's entertaining.
Right, but that why?
Because he's a troll, probably. He's trolling people.
Why is that entertaining? Why is it entertaining to watch somebody?
I think it's like it's almost low key clowning people. It's like when you're trolling somebody or you're doing something like his video where he's basically calling Snoop Dogg a snitch. Like it's trolling. It's trolling Snoop, of course, but then
It's trolling
also
to get you shot, though.
We need to do we need to do a trolling topic because I just don't understand trolling. It just comes off as mean at best
and stupid.
Yeah,
and condescending, dumb. Like I don't. There's no positive words in trolling. I just don't get what. It's not even funny to me.
Yeah, but I just think he's an accident waiting to happen, but he doesn't have to be an accident waiting to happen. That's what the thing I'm saying. I feel like he could turn his life around. He got to see God in this situation. And maybe what you're saying is real. Like the evilness around him is evil. Like, I mean, his aura may be evil. And it's sad to say, but you know, that could possibly be it.
Yeah, I don't know. I would just say the fact that his shtick is working is concerning to me. The fact that people still pay attention to him is concerning to me. And I just don't understand why people gravitate to somebody who is clearly destructive.
Yeah.
There's nothing positive about this young man. And anytime he looks like he's being positive, he's just joking about being positive. He'll flip it around and totally contradict what he just said.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just think that's
But that's why I'm saying that for real, like people need to like really pray, because if you're saying what you're saying based off his music and his attitude towards things, and he hasn't changed, like going through a situation like that, even though you snitch on people, he could have still been in prison and seen them guys and he'd have been dead. But the fact that God gave him opportunity to get out, you should have changed. Like a change should happen to you. You know what I'm saying? And then I think why the kids these days don't care about that. They care about being entertained. So if his gimmick is trolling, if his gimmick is his music just being loud and aggressive, people don't care. Like they don't care about what happens to you. And even if you are a train wreck, they just love being entertained. So, yeah, I would say we lost Ryan.
Yeah, he's sideways.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, welcome back, Ryan.
Text you.
Can't hear you or nothing. You in the wrong box.
I text you. I told you.
Told me what? I saw you disappear.
I text you.
About what?
Say end the show. My laptop's about to die.
You think I would have seen that while we're doing this? Oh man, this has been it's been a great day. Great day. Not for Ryan, but great day all around. Yo, thank you guys. We appreciate you. I can't stress enough how much we look forward to having these shows with you guys and discussing what we've been talking about during the week. Shout out to everybody who's a part of the Trackstarz team that helps us come up with all these topics. And kind of plan out the show. All this stuff there's 4-hour calls on Thursday about what we have going on here. So we really, really love you guys. We really want your input. Tell your friends, subscribe to the universe, subscribe to us all over the place, because it helps push this movement forward. I asked the team this week, do you really believe that we can actually impact the world and make quality, godly content and actually overtake what they got going on out there? And if you don't really, really believe it, then this may not be the best place for you to hang out. But if you believe that that's possible, that we can gather enough people together that love God, that have quality, that have talent, and mold that talent into something that can be on TV, in the theater, whenever that opens back up for real, and all over the place, do you really believe we can actually do that with integrity and quality? Then this is the place for you. And tell your friends, because we need to find more people who have that quality, who are making content, who are making decisions behind the scenes, who can produce, who can direct and write and all that kind of stuff, because we believe that we can take over. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. We'll see you again next week. You in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.
Lower. Billy. 931-615. All right. Dilly, I came from the sticks, yeah. All I've been making is hits, yeah. I put the tape on the disc, yeah. I ride this beat into orbit, yeah. I feel like all of these rappers my kids, and I can't let my children be orphans, yeah. Listen, that was a bar I just spit. If you feeling offended, ignore it, yeah. Lower, look, I wear the socks with the chacos. Back cause I dress like apostles, yeah. They probably hated Picasso, yeah. Locks hanging like Samson. I got bobs like Hanson. Middleton and I'm militant. Man, I told my dog this ain't Kansas. I'm not your average little rapper that's capping on tracks. All of your tracks sound like Cat in the Hat. I probably rap about anime, maybe in Hathaway. Your granny say that it's slap. I got the tribe and my boys on my back. I got the cross of the Lord on my back. You said he's slacking, I'm foreign to that. Wrote this at 4 in the morning, in fact. Look, I don't got time to retweet, My city love me like Chief Keef, wait. My city love me like Kiki, Dodging coyotes like meep, None of these rappers could see me, 2024, I'm running, yeah. Might be my baby, my VP, Rest in peace to Fife, dog. Indie tribe going tribal. I'ma shine my light, dog. Even if they cut my lights off. Blow sick, need Lysol. Going viral off my bars. Gotta watch out for the Hulk Hogans. 24-inch pythons. Dilly, I came from the sticks, yeah. All I've been making is hits, yeah. I put the tape on the disc, yeah. I ride this beat into orbit, yeah. I feel like all of these rappers my kids, and I can't let my children be orphans, yeah. Listen, that was a bar I just spit. If you feeling offended, ignore it. Lower.
Not to us, not to us, Lord, but to your name we give glory, glory, Lord. Not to us, not to us, Lord, but to your name we give glory, glory, Lord. For the sake of your love, let your light shine down on us. For the sake of your love and your faithfulness, yeah. Oh, I was lost, yeah, but now I'm found, yeah. You pick me up, yeah, when I'm so down, yeah. You switched it up and shook the ground, yeah. You showed me mercy, yeah, you got that good love.
Hold on, wait a minute, what you thought I didn't know? Blessing coming by the second, faithful and available. I just wanna rise a little, you deserve it, all of me. Put that word all on my soul, giving you glory, all I know. Like, hold up. Thinking about them days at the working by the 20-hour week, picking up shoes. Hated it, but you know I pay my dues. Hated it, but you know I pay my dues, yeah. Gotta steward it well, from serving locally to serving globally, yeah. From a broke hoodlum to me break dancing in Jerusalem, yeah.
But now I'm found, yeah. You pick me up, yeah, when I'm so down, yeah. You switched it up and shook the ground, yeah. You showed me mercy, yeah. You said I'm working. Now all I can do is thank you, 'cause you got that good love, yeah. Got me and my mama out the hood, love. No weapon formed against me up in my neighborhood, love. 'Cause you got that good love, yeah, you got that good love.
Yeah. Home is broke with not a cent. Pocket full of dreams and lit. Watching all who profit, all who side of why they got it, yeah. I remember winter days we had no heat. Sleeping in my jacket at my mama crib on Lafayette Street. Hold up. Now I got signed and leveled up on them. No, I'm not boasting, I just wanna flaunt them. Bought me a crib with a lake and a gate. Nah, I'm just kidding, but the future look great. Came a long way from that studio. The struggle's still real, but I'm Gucci though. To a 2-bedroom, me and Mark coolin', taking life in one night at a time. Yeah.
But now I'm found, yeah. You pick me up, yeah, when I'm so down, yeah. You switched it up and shook the ground, yeah. You showed me mercy, yeah. You said I'm working. Now all I can do is thank you, 'cause you got that good love, yeah. Got me and my mama out the hood, love. No weapon formed against me up in my neighborhood, love. 'Cause you got that good love, yeah, you got that good love.
Not to us.
Yeah, you got that good love.
Not to us. Not to us.
Yeah, you got that good love.
but now I'm found. You pick me up when I feel down. You switch it up and shook the ground. Yeah, you show me mercy. Yeah, you